Welcome guys to the second Discovery Lab session for CJ Leads here at CJU 2025. Yesterday, Tara did a great job for the advertiser and agency session, and today we're going to be flipping the coin and focusing on publishers, specifically tackling the question that's on the screen there: what is killing publisher revenue? And the truth is there's still a massive or huge untapped opportunity for publishers in the space with pay and performance and lead gen. I'm sure some of you in the crowd maybe haven't tested something like this before, or maybe have seen different performance and objectives through testing lead gen. And with constant industry changes, the reality is super simple. It's innovate or get left behind, essentially. And that mindset is something that we've seen firsthand from one of our long-standing partners, the best dressed man in affiliate marketing, Office 365, and their co-founder, Sean Olabisi. And they've successfully navigated regulatory shifts, vertical pivots, and evolving data challenges, and come out of it very much in a stronger position. And in the session this morning, we'll take you behind the curtain of how they've done that and the details that go with it, and then we can explore where publishers in the crowd can unlock new streams of revenue in the months and years to come. Probably need that then. And for those of you who don't know me, quick introduction: I'm Alex Higson, the Group Director of the CJ Leads team and fourth timer at CJU.
Hi, I'm Sean Olabisi, the Business Director at Office 365. Third time in CJ. Oh, okay. So I will take you through this slide to explain the reason why Office 365 partner with CJ. So I think the question is, why are we at CJU? Why do we partner with CJ? I think as a publisher, what CJ gives us a very broad pool of advertisers, clients that we don't have access to. So we're a small business, but partnering with a larger corporation or network like CJ gives us access to bigger clients, people that we don't have access to reach. So this is one of the reasons. And also brand trust, in terms of also helps us to boost our reputation and the tracking infrastructure that CJ provides in terms of the link, how the tracking and everything works. The most important thing why we partner with CJ is the access to the CJ ecosystem that they provide, which is the ability to attend events like CJU, Taco Tuesdays, the leads event we have in London, which give you opportunity to have a direct conversation with clients one-to-one and also publishers face-to-face. So these are the reasons why we partner with CJs. But being a publisher as well doesn't mean one of the reasons why we have is the challenges that you have as a publisher. And as you all know, thank you. So as you all know, as a publisher, we do face a few challenges. We've highlighted a few of them. You can talk to us after the event so we can share notes in terms of what challenges you've faced, and we can compare notes as well. But one of the few ones is the rising cost of advertising that we're getting at the minute. It costs us a lot more money to buy leads in or to do fees, and these costs get translated or transferred back to the client. So these are a few challenges that we do. And how do we deal with that? We work with what you call the smarter traffic. This is where you mix the traffic up, so where you can supply an email traffic, you can then supply a display, social, and mix it up to native and that. So this is how we combine that to solve that issue. Also, the tracking issue is one of the main things that we lose money on as a publisher. If the pixels are not placed correctly, as you know, as a publisher, we lose money, clients don't want to pay for it, and we know we supply so many leads. So tracking issue is something that we struggle with. So what we're trying to combat or to find a solution to that is to work with people with direct data. So people that have the first party data, it's a lot easier to place pixel on their website to transfer it back to us. And also the pressure between advertisers, the client, and the publisher. This is where a client doesn't understand what we're doing or how we're doing it, why we're charging, how much we're charging. So how do you combine, how do you educate them? So it's all about negotiating, having a proper conversation, educating the client before you start this campaign, which helps you to be able to charge for wherever you want to charge. You would find out if a client understands how much you're paying, why they're paying that, and what traffic you're supplying. It's a lot easier for them to understand the process. So it's all about negotiating, having a proper conversation with the client. And also which we call the fraud, which is where you have duplicates, etc. like that. This is also very big challenges for us as a publisher. How do we overcome that? Is having the right technology in place, i.e. Databall, a fraud prevention system. We use Cake, we use Tune, etc. like to help us to be able to navigate through that as well.
And every major industry shift brings new opportunities if you're willing to look for them. And GDPR in the EU was a big shift to data cleanup, which created demand for compliance and regulatory specialists in the market. Post-pandemic, DEI roles became a central part that companies were looking for. And now AI, we're seeing brand new categories emerge, and one AI specialist even turned down $1 billion offer from Meta. I'm sure everyone has seen that story come about, which is crazy. And the theme is really, really clear across that. It's innovate or die, essentially, and specialists who adapt do thrive in the market, and that's how we very much approached the CJ Leads solution as a team. And we've invested in partnerships like Databall that Sean has mentioned before, and that brings publishers and clients tools that ensure quality and compliance. And last year, the CEO and I shared 4 key considerations on stage as well, which are still prominent today. So knowing your sources, qualifying leads, nurturing effectively, and feeding back both positive and negative outcomes. If you try and achieve each of those 4 key pillars, you're set up for success. And what I wanted to do now was ask you a question, Sean, which is how have you taken what others might see as hurdles and then transfer it into opportunities in market?
Well, with compliance, I think it's one of those where when it first came in, for example, I'll speak for the UK audience here, when GDPR first came into play, we thought that was a bit of a struggle for us. We're going to struggle with this. But only to find out that this is actually a blessing in disguise, because it helps us separate the sort of like a cowboys that provide the traffic compared to what we have. So it undermines the good work that we do as a company. So we found compliance a little bit more better in that way, in that sense. So if you're doing a good work, you have the right to charge for the amount that you're charging for, compared to someone that comes in, tell to a client, I'm going to undersell you, and then you're like, oh, why can you do that? But compliance data does help us a lot. So it gives us the ability to have those reputable publishers that we work with. So we do embrace compliance, and I think it's a good thing for our market.
Great. And we're going to address the elephant in the room, and you might hear lead generation. Some of you think spam, sweepstakes, low quality lists. This is something that Tara went over yesterday, and that was very much lead gen 1.0, and it's a completely different game now, today in the market. And modern lead gen is about value exchange between each stakeholder in that process. We offer content syndication, product samples, competitions, loyalty programs, and the market certainly reflects that shift as well when you look at some of the stats. So financial services, CPLs are averaging sort of around the $700 mark. Legal, close to the sort of $150. General media, over $100 each for a lead. And when you compare that to a $2.50 display CPM, you need 43,000 impressions to equal 1 quality lead. So numbers are sort of all over the place there. And it really highlights the focus on quality over the quantity. It's about premium, brand safe, high intent leads, and that's very much the business model that we're promoting now. And how does it actually all fit together? How does it work? We've built a 3-pillar model that drives success for both publishers and clients. This isn't reinventing the wheel. We're very much learning from our affiliate friends as well and trying to follow suit of that success. And to kick that off with publisher development, we have a lead in the UK, Beverly Tufor. And since October, she's onboarded around 50 publishers with 22% activation rate. And that's intentional. So it may seem low in terms of an activation rate, but we're certainly focused on the quality over the quantity. Secondly, being client development, so it's our white glove service. We are a campaign managed solution that's end to end. We optimize in real time. There's never a self-serve opportunity. You get access to my team to help deliver, and that's where that sort of relationship element comes in. And then thirdly, business development and strategy as well. And we partner with premium brands like the North Face, Aramco, UK Export Finance in the B2B realm, who value quality and not just cheap leads that might affect your bottom line. And then we tie this together with technology and value adds to offer to clients as well, like Databall, which offers real-time verification, multi-channel reach, and a 27-day average activation rate. So it's a fully managed ecosystem essentially, and every client and publisher is vetted within that ecosystem itself.
So, what makes a successful publisher? We offer 365, for example. For anyone sitting in here, you're already a successful publisher because you're already here at CJU. It's about, in our network, what we believe, what makes you successful, what we classify as a successful network is someone that has multi-channel capabilities in terms of where you have the access to deliver different sort of channels traffic, so i.e. email, display, social, etc. like that. And also the geographic reach, where you have outreach into different geographic markets. So for example, we're currently working with CJ. One of the campaigns is around over 38 markets. So things like that, if you have chances to deliver more on different channels and different geos, there's more chances that you get more budget from us. And also in terms of like how we do what we do, you get to know more with us as well. But the most important thing that any publisher or any client is interested in is someone that can deliver quality leads. As you know, a lot of publishers can deliver loads of volume, loads of data, but it's all about the quality of the leads that you can deliver. So to get budget, to get assigned allocation of budget with us, it's all about the quality of leads that you deliver for us. And that's what makes a successful publisher with us.
What does it mean in practice? And these aren't just cherry-picked examples, it's the standard. And if you were at the session yesterday with Tara and Mark, this is something we highlighted as well. We're obviously flipping the coin here, which is focused on the publisher side, and we're trying to highlight that this success could be translated to your business as well, if it's not something you've tested before. And it's the standard and the approach when quality publishers meet quality brands, and this is the outcome essentially. So take Aramco in partnership with Kinesso, and we delivered 85,000 leads across 18 markets in just 14 days, which is around 6,000 leads a day. Display as a channel drove nearly 40,000 leads. Email reached around 2.5 million users in the market. Social media captured 16%, especially among the younger audience, obviously. And then with a 25% click-to conversion rate, which really highlights the quality piece and the quality aspect that we've been talking about. And then off the back of that success, the campaign has grown to nearly 700,000 leads in 2025, expanding into Aramco's B2B business as well. For a brand that's never used leads as a metric necessarily, not really an easy fit for lead gen because of the business model, but it really shows the power of that relationship that we have with each of the stakeholders in that flow. And if you'd like a deeper story on that, we're actually hosting a panel next door to go into that stakeholder process in a bit more detail. So please come along to that as well at 1 p.m.
So what are the payment mentors, or what type of the models that we have for lead gen? For people that don't know what lead gen is, so the primary model for lead gen is the cost per lead acquisition. This is where you type your name, put an email address, and someone clicks submit. So that's classified as a lead. We also have what you call the cost per click, and also the cost per installation as well. And also in terms of like the payment methods, in terms of what we do, we work within 3 to 60 day net, depending on who you are or what type of traffic you have. We can have conversations. We can pay into any account, currency, except crypto. Maybe next year we'll start paying into crypto as well. Mm-hmm. But for now, no crypto. So just a normal, any currency bank we can play with. And also 30 to 60 days. But if you have traffic and you can demonstrate quality, we're happy to negotiate those terms and have a proper conversation after this as well with you.
And it really is super simple to actually get this started, and we've streamlined it into 5 onboarding steps. So day 1, really easy conversation with Beverly Tufor, our publisher development manager, with a quick site review, no lengthy forms. We then move into aligning on core audiences and channel strengths, to find that match with our campaigns. With relevant advertisers' budgets as well start as low as 5K per month, so it's really easy to get that going as well. Days 6 to 10, we're looking at creative review, so assets, previews, client approvals to protect the quality and the brands. Then day 11 plus, we're looking to launch and optimize. So very much start small, scale fast, similarly to how we approached it with Iveco in the EU, which grew from 5 leads per week to hundreds over a sort of 3-month onboarding process as well. And what we're looking to achieve across the CJU event is onboarding 25 publishers across the verticals. And if you're already a CJ affiliate, don't be deterred. You can still spin up a secondary lead CID and test with us as well. So affiliates is very much focused on longer term contracts, 12-month onboardings. We're very much focused on campaign-based quick revenue, which obviously works for our publisher mix as well. So we're trying to highlight this is easy to do, quick to run, and then you can start generating revenue fast as well. So where do we actually go from here? If you're actually interested in exploring performance revenue, and I'm sure you coming to CJU, you certainly are, and the next step is super simple. Come along to the mixer after this at 11 o'clock, and you can grab the details of our publisher development manager, Bev. Come prepared just with some basic information about traffic and channels and how you're generating data right now if you're testing in the space. And then we can start to obviously go through that onboarding process and discovery stages as well. We have active campaigns across finance, gambling, automotive, travel, B2B, health verticals. It really does cover a broad stretch. So whether you're ready to start immediately or you're just wanting to have a chat and explore options, please do come along. Let's have a conversation, have a one-to-one meet, or just come and have a chat. But apart from that, thanks for listening. Thanks for having us today. Myself and Sean are happy to answer any questions you've got, or we can just focus on the mixer at 11 o'clock. Thank you. Question?
Are many of your publishers that are involved in this program using paid as a source of traffic, or is it primarily organic that you're seeing?
Good one for you.
Well, sometimes we do have the option of using paid traffic, but often we do find that a bit more expensive than the organic traffic, only because we pass the cost on to the clients as well. So it just depends, but it's always, we can look into that as well, see what type of traffic you have, and the quality is the key thing. So if you pay traffic, based on our experience, sometimes often you lose the traffic. You lose the quality in between passing it from our side to the client. So, but if there's a possibility of the quality, then we can walk into that.
We're actually packaging this up as a revenue driver for publishers as well. So we work with publishers as advertisers.
Right.
So they could invest in us to actually start generating their own audiences too. So I guess you could call that, paid media necessarily. Publishers need to grow their own audiences too in order to then promote that to advertisers. So
I'm thinking about it more from like an arbitrage perspective, where some of the margin in the CPL that the publisher is receiving, the publisher is putting into buying traffic, not necessarily your brand's funding incremental spend or traffic.
So taking a CPL and then paying a provider paid channels to do that.
Correct.
Yeah. So some publishers do that for sure. I guess that's the network approach, right? It's taking a margin from us and then paying it on to then providers ongoing. Ideally, like third parties are giving us the scale, but the first party data providers that ring fence their data, that's where we see the sort of one-to-one approach and the quality coming from. Anyone else? Cool. We'll see you at 11 o'clock then.